Welcome back, all. If you're enjoying the content I'm throwing up, make sure you're subscribed, tick that bell, share it with a buddy who also enjoys Dragon Ball, and make sure you dragon fist that like button. And if you'd like to hang out with me sometime, you can come find me on Twitch. I'm on there 3 days a week. Link in the description below. And today we're going to be talking about the return of Tapion. So of course, like always, what I'm going to try to do here is take a non-canon character and make him canon. Give him a future opening in the Dragon Ball Super series. With that being said, this story I'm presenting is going to be a lot different than the story that is in the movie. There are endless ways a story can be presented. This is just one way that I thought of. Alright, let's get started. The return of Tapion. One day on Dragon Ball Super, Jocko from the Galactic Patrol makes a stop at Bulma's. Emperor Pilaf was helping do chores for Bulma, carrying some boxes to a garage. Pilaf instead accidentally boards Jocko's ship and puts the boxes down. He looks around and says, "This isn't the garage." Before he could leave, Jocko closed the door on him and took off into space. Pilaf yells and pleads, but Jocko simply cannot hear him while they're driving through space. After about an hour of screaming, Emperor Pilaf, well, let's be real, he's not an emperor. He falls asleep in one of the boxes. They arrive at their destination many hours later. Pilaf was still asleep and Jocko had already parked the ship and went on his way. Pilaf awoke and looked around out the window. He obviously had no idea where he was. He opened the door to the ship only to see a massive building that seemed to go on as far as the eye could see. Pilaf thought to himself that this area looks dangerous, so he goes back into the ship and rummages through. He ends up finding some sort of weapon that he can attach to his wrist, so he puts it on. He walked for quite a while along the building until he came across an entrance. The entrance had a guard station in front of it though. Pilaf has such a low power level and small stature that none of the guards noticed him. Pilaf found that the door was locked and he needed a badge to scan to enter. He peeked around and saw the badge on a guard's hip. Lucky for him, the guard was asleep. Pilaf took the badge and went through the door. He cautiously made his way through the building, thinking as Pilaf does, he kept an eye out for anything that might be of monetary value or an item of great power. He came across a door that was heavily armored compared to the rest of the building, so he of course went inside to look around. There were many lockboxes, and Pilaf found the access panel to open them all. He went scavenging for the best items, and found a very unique watch that he then put on. Next, you guessed it, he found a very mysterious box with a handle on the side. Pilaf took out the box, tried opening it, but nothing. It wouldn't budge. So he started to turn the handle on the box. A gentle tune started to play as he cranked the handle. Pilaf let go, being a little bit freaked out, and stopped turning it. But the handle kept turning and the music kept playing by itself. Pilaf panicked, stepping back against the wall as smoke emerged from the box. It swelled and rose into the shape of a man. The man's form emerged and it was none other than Tapion. He played a strange instrument Pilaf wasn't familiar with. For the viewers, it is referred to as an ocarina, a wind instrument having an oval body with finger holes and a projecting mouthpiece. And for those torn on pronunciation, it is ocarina, not ocarina. Merriam-Webster's online dictionary sets the record straight. So, back to the story. Pilaf was amazed at what just happened. The man looked at Pilaf and pulled the sword from his back. "You will put me back in the box right now." Pilaf shook with terror. "How? Tell me how. I don't know how. I released you by mistake." Tapion picked up Pilaf by his neck and looked him up over. He sensed nothing. Suddenly, alarms sounded throughout the building. Tapion took Pilaf in his arm like a football and started running. Guards met them in the hallway, shooting lasers at them. Tapion jumped back to evade and went back the other way. Pilaf noticed his new watch was glowing a bright green light. He touched the screen to try and make it stop. Little did he know that the watch was a rare teleportation device that could send you to anywhere you were thinking of. And just like that, with the blink of an eye, they were both teleported to Bulma's house, right in the living room. Tapion and Pilaf were both confused as to where they were and what had happened. Tapion started making demands. "Tell me who you are and what you want. What are your plans? I will not let the monster destroy everything. Put me back now." Pilaf swore he had no idea what he was talking about and explained the whole story of how he opened the box. Just then, Bulma and Trunks walked into the room. Bulma dropped her groceries and said, "Pilaf, who's your friend here?" Trunks just looked admirably towards Tapion, thinking that he looked super cool with his outfit. Pilaf said, what's your name again?" "I am Tapion, and you must end my life before it's too late." Tapion then told them the story of how he had a monster sealed inside himself, and the only way to stop the monster was to kill him or seal him away. Pilaf then told Bulma his adventure and what had led to meeting Tapion. So then Bulma calls Jocko. "You need to get back here ASAP and bring the magical box thing for this guy." And she shows Jocko Tapion on screen. Jocko said, "I have no idea who that is, but we did have a breakout at the prison just a few minutes ago. I'll have to find this magic box." Bulma said, "Make it quick," and hangs up on Jocko. "I swear, I'm surrounded by morons." Trunks exclaims with excitement, "Hey Tapion, can I hold your sword?" Tapion hands him the sword. Then he kneels down, presenting his neck. He points to his neck. "Kill me. Do it now, I beg of you. We don't have much time." Trunks' excitement sunk, and he looked pale. He was shaking. I can't. I won't. There's always a better way. We can fight the monster and beat it. My dad, he's stronger than you can imagine." Tapion said, "No. Trust me when I tell you. This monster is not beatable. He is pure dark magic. No amount of strength will defeat him. I only managed to seal him away in the magic box, but he crept inside and took refuge in my body." Bulma butted in. "If he's so unbeatable like you say, then how will killing you make any difference? Wouldn't he still be alive even if you died?" Tapion gritted his teeth. "You make a good point." "I need to make another phone call," Bulma said. So she called everyone to her house and they talked it out. She tried getting Whis or Beerus to answer, but they weren't answering this time. So after hearing the whole story, Gohan had an idea. He had Goku use his instant transmission to take them to Supreme Kai's world. So Gohan went to ask the Kais about his plan to see if it was possible. Then, out of nowhere, Tapion was in agony, and then some substance shot out of his body into the sky, forming what seemed to be a giant tear in the dimension. Tapion fell to his knees. He pulled out the ocarina and started to play. The ocarina had magical properties, and playing it kept the monster at bay. But Tapion was in too much agony. He could not hold the tune for long. As soon as Tapion let up on the tune, a giant billow of smoke formed from the rift. Then, the giant monster Tapion warned them about appeared in the sky. He was as big as a skyscraper building. It then turned into smoke and warped to the ground and reformed its shape. Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta all started fighting the monster one at a time. And one by one, the monster smacked them down. They all powered up to their maximum form now. Trying again. Same result. None of their hits worked. They just went right through the monster as if it were smoke. But the monster hit like it was made of stone. Trunks took the sword from Tapion and the ocarina. He attempted to play the tune, but with no training with the instrument, he only made random notes and couldn't. He then noticed the monster looked at him with rage while playing the sporadic tune. Trunks didn't stop. Gohan made his way to Trunks. He told Trunks the plan, took Tapion's sword and met with Elder Kai. Goku and Vegeta kept the monster busy. They seemed to be having more success now that Trunks was playing the tune. Elder Kai and Gohan went on opposite sides of the monster with enough distance for safety. Gohan yelled to Trunks, "Whatever you do, don't stop playing!" Gohan then stabbed the sword through a rock, making sure it was secure. Elder Kai and Gohan began moving their arms about towards the monster. Gohan yelled at his dad and Vegeta, "This is like the evil containment wave. Stop fighting it and help us, and direct it into the sword." They both listened, and the creature began to wail, his bottom half now pulled into the sword with his top half still out, refusing to budge. The monster began clawing and dragging his way out, little by little, till its knees were free. But then, Tapion rose and took the ocarina from Trunks, and began the melody once again. This time, with all his might, he played. Gohan and the others roared as they forced the monster into the sword, fully submerging it and trapping it inside. The scene now calm. Elder Kai says, "Thank goodness the sword you had here is magic. The highest level of magic I've ever felt, to be precise. Otherwise it wouldn't have worked." Elder Kai then put his hand on the hilt of the sword and drew it from the rock. "The energy from this sword is that of evil extinguishing magic. The monster is now no more. As soon as he was inside the sword, it's as if he was bathed in the energy completely, erasing his existence." Walking over to Tapion, Elder Kai presented him with the sword and said, "Cherish this weapon. It's one of a kind." Tapion smiled and said, "Thank you, but I think he will cherish it even more than I ever could," and extended the sword to Trunks. And that's the end of the story, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it very much. And what do you think of possibly doing a story on Trunks being trained by Tapion? I myself would love to see that in the future of Dragon Ball. I'm not sure what they're going to do, if they'll ever bring Tapion back or show us, the origins of his sword and all that. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'll catch you next time.